what happens is people are starting to drop effort and they're getting fat and sloppy.
You hold an intention.
You hold an intention, yeah. It's not effortless. It's supposed to be effortful. It's supposed to be full of effort.
Fix it when you're focusing on the problem, like,
Good!
I'm
That's
fat,
it.
I have to
Good.
walk every day.
Yes, and effort, you're focusing on what you want. And you need effort. It's not an awareness game. Awareness is good, but it's not. I don't know what happened where we dropped the effort. You can be aware. You know, all addicts are aware of how they're fucked up. Doesn't mean anything. Intention, it's good. If the intention comes from knowing, then you use effort to push it through. And you need to use effort to push it through until it becomes a new default. It's just how your brain works. But what really happens is we are multi-generational, right? So just think of the mouse. You know, you shock that mouse, he sweats and pisses, and for 4 generations down, whenever they smell cherry blossoms, they shit and piss, right? So they don't know why they're shitting and pissing. They don't know why they have anxiety. They don't know why they're freaking out. They have no idea. They just smell cherry blossoms and go into this response. We are not this lifetime. We are all Homo sapiens here, all manifested now. And we have all that in our genetic structure, our blood, our conditioning. So we have defaults for lots of stuff. We have defaults for being anxious. We have defaults for moving. You ever moved every 2 years and then try to stay in the same place? I don't know if you ever tried it, but your brain just wants you to move. And you have to actually use effort. Every time I really felt like moving, because I've been living in this house now 30 years, and every time I felt like moving, I knocked down a wall. Because I had so much energy to move, and I said, I got a Taurus kid, I'm not moving, I want to move, so I take a sledgehammer and just knock down a wall because I just wanted to move. So your brain, it's not just weight or happiness, it's definitely income. You know, you watch yourself, you know, you make more money than your little glass ceiling, you'll freak out and you'll lose it. You make less money, you'll just jockey on up and figure out how to make more. You got this ceiling with not much range. Now you can change your defaults. That's what we're doing in here. But you got a lot more defaults than weight and happiness. You've got income, you've got change, you've got relationships. Have you seen people that want to get out of relationships and they can't stay in, or people that stay in and can't get out? They got this default probably back 20 generations in their family. Does that make sense? You do not need to understand your default. Maybe it's your great-great-great-great-great-grandmother. Why are you trying to understand your default? Like, you work with the default. Does that make sense? You work with the neural patterning and you change it. In one way, it's weird. We're working with a paradox. You know, in one way, you need to become the boss of your neural patterning. In another way, you need to go, I don't even know. You know, you need to do both of this at the same time. Does that make sense? I'm the boss of how do I want my neurons to start firing, use effort, get it there. And at the same time, I don't even know. I remember when I wanted to get educated. I was more educated than anybody in my family history. And to go over that line of being more educated than anybody in all the generations of my family was killing me. You know, I'd lose all my energy, I'd quit, and I'd say, no, I'm doing this. You know, and I think of all these reasons why I didn't want to do it and why it's bad for me. You know, you can't trust your thinking, right? We talked about that a lot last graduate meeting. You know, in one way, you're not your thinking, and the other way, you need to be the boss. So it's a funny kind of thing. We're going to work with opposites a lot today. It's just how it works. You need to be the boss, but yeah, you're not your thinking. You're definitely not your feelings, and and often you're not your behavior. So, okay. So here we are. You're there. Wow. I'm going to get a degree. There's nothing supporting me in my whole history. I could go with that default, what do we call it before standing in the slipstream? I could just go with that slipstream, but I don't have to. Got that? I want to be happy. Some whole cultures are not happy. You know, they're woe is me, that's a terrible, or this is a terrible. You know, it's actually appropriate in the culture. No, mea culpa, me maxima culpa. You know, there's all kinds of cultures where it's good not to be happy. So you decide, I want to be happy. Well, you got to go against that stream. You ever go against a stream? It takes some energy. It takes energy to go against the stream. It takes commitment. Commitment's really big. It takes commitment to go against the stream. When all else is lost, what saves you? Commitment. Everybody in this room is experiencing. All else is totally lost. It's commitment. And once you get that commitment, why we work so hard? Again, the stake down. Once you get that stake down, you can lean on it. Isn't it great to be, you know, slobbering on the bottom and you can lean on your stake? You know, it's terrible not to have a stake down. You just go sliding around and then you don't even know what's happening. When I have young men come into me and they go, I don't know what's happening. Why can't I do this? What is wrong with me? Why am I feeling panic? They don't know. What? It just comes on like magic and it leaves like magic. Like what? I think, oh God, I'm so glad I'm not that young anymore. You know, I remember when it felt like that. Like, whoa. That's when you just like, every current pushes you around and you're in the mud and you wonder how you got there. And it feels awful. Effort. There's no way to get out of that without effort. If you think you can get out of that without effort, it's not true. So you need to be the boss of your nervous system. At the same time, you need to be open to the unknown, and you need to be all these generations. And then if you want to go one more step further, because we're going to like really work with all the dimensions at the same time. You know, I'm tired of just doing one dimension at a time. Why be a Homo sapien? Just spread out. The planet's in me, I'm the planet. I'm the air, I'm the tree, I'm the blood. I'm my microbiomes. Maybe my microbiomes, maybe I'm serving them so they got a place to live. Maybe I'm their tree. Maybe it's their planet and their life and I happen to be feeding them. You know, like who's to say it's the Homo sapien way we frame it? You know, we're like Homo sapien biased, or what do you want to call it? Like racist, sexist, Homo sapienist, you know? Like maybe it's their homocentric, Homo sapien centric. Yeah. We really do. We think everything revolves around us, don't we? Like if we die, everything's dead. And if we live, everything's healthy. You know, we really that's like that. We even know that's crazy, don't we? But who cares if we die or we're alive? I mean, the trees don't care. So just feel that you might not even be here for why you think. You don't know. You don't know why you're happy. You don't know why you're sad. You don't know why you can stay in relationships. You don't know why you can't. You don't know why you can make money. You don't know why you can't. And maybe you're not a human. Maybe you're just a house for these microbiomes, and that's what you're doing on the planet. And there's no way you could do that bad or good, because just by being alive, they are happy. Maybe they like it if you feed them good, but that's too bad. They're still alive. And they'll start making you eat different things anyway. Do you ever notice that?
Yeah.
When they start making you eat stuff. I remember that. I remember when I wasn't in charge of my digestion. I really remember. I remember, Jesus, I'm so hungry this week. I'm eating nonstop. You know, oh God, this week I'm just eating this kind. It's like they were totally telling me what to eat, creating cravings, and I was just going for it because I wanted it. Does that make sense? Now I just sent, you know, it's good if you subscribe to the Recovery West Facebook page, because that's why I put up really good stuff. Well, one of the good things I put up, I want to credit the guy that did it. I think he's the one that wrote Men Are From Mars, Women From Venus, but he's been updating his brain stuff.
Right.
Yeah,
John
what's
Gray?
his name?
John Gray?
John Gray, is that his
I
name?
think it might be, yeah.
It's really worth watching it because he has a good sense of humor and you cack yourself laughing. It's really good. But one of the things he said, it's not good for men to go by their feelings. It really doesn't work for men. Men need to go by what makes sense. And he goes, all losers go by their feelings. He goes, when he's working with losers, what they do is go by their feelings. They go, I don't feel like going to work today. I feel like having a beer today. You know, guys cannot go by their feelings. Guys need to go by what makes sense. What kind of life do I want and what makes sense in that kind of life? Now for women, their feelings connect them up to their intuition. So for women, it's good to tap into their feelings to connect to their intuition. Women will go, oh, something's wrong here. And it connects them to their intuition. Does that make sense? And he's like total tongue-in-cheek the whole time. It's really worth watching. There's sex differences that you know because you know you've been yelling at your partner for it, and it's just sex differences, gender differences. You know, like, it's really fun to watch it. I put up really good stuff you should just take advantage of it. Because I get up every morning like at 4 and I watch stuff till 6. So it's like 3 hours I work every day. So I put up good stuff. So anyway, one thing he does, and you'll all notice this, I'll just say this for fun. We're not working on this today. But I always knew women in their brains, you know, because I've read the studies. Women have a thing in their brains that connects to talking. Erotic sex connects to talking. So women get off as much talking to their girlfriends about making out than they do making out with somebody. You know, and that's how their brains work. It's nothing about you or any woman. Men don't have that connection in their brains. They have some other kind of connection. Of course, I don't remember. And the other thing that women have is women have a giant hypothalamus. Their memory. Men do not have this. And what happens, that's why women go, you said this and this and this. And the guy goes, duh. Like, I don't know. Their brains don't do that. And women go, last year at my birthday, you said, and the guy's just, I don't do that. The other thing in studies, you watch this, it's really fun. Because he makes it really funny. The other thing in studies is really funny. When women are sitting non-active, they're remembering shit. when guys are sitting there non-active, nothing's happening. And women get mad, like, you're spaced out, you're not paying attention, wake up, you know. But it's totally a gender difference. So, you know, so many times I'm saying to Harry, you know, like, pay attention. But he's not doing anything. Nothing's happening. He's not paying attention. And the other really funny thing, because of this memory thing, when guys come in the door from the hunt, remember you're all the generations, you're not just this life. When they come in from the hunt, they want you to say, wow, you're alive. Instead, women go, you left the lights on before you left. Because the hypothalamus kicks in. They see the guy, the memory kicks in, and they go, you left all your shit on the kitchen table again. And so there's this thing. So he actually teaches couples how to do it right. And he teaches guys to do I've been teaching guys to do stuff for 35 years in therapy. I just teach them, I say, being in a relationship's like jog training. And I teach them how to train the dog, and I teach women how to train the dog. And if I'm working with a couple, I say, just think of it as dog training. And it's so refreshing for me that he sees working with couples like this too. He teaches the guys to say more. Say more. And he also teaches the guys point systems. Like if you buy a woman 2 dozen roses, you get 1 point. And if you buy them 1 rose, you get 1 point. So for women, they like lots of little things, like, you look beautiful in that dress today. Or, oh, would you like this flower? I picked it for you. Lots of little things. Not one big thing once a year, you know, like lots of little things. And what men like, it's really fun. You know, listen to some of this stuff. What gives men points is to say, men, in their brains, men like to fix things. They do. And if they're not fixing things, often they're not doing anything. Nobody's home. But if they are fixing things, they're really paying attention and they're alert. So women have to say, good job, good idea, you're right. You know, all words, and he teaches women to say this like 20 times a day. You know, when the guy comes in, to say, glad you're here, not you left the lights on. You can say the lights on second. You don't just go with that hypothalamus. That's right there. It's your biology. It's nothing about you. You're not critical. Then he has the guys and the women write, what do you want in your partner to change? Well, this is really cool because I work with couples now, maybe 37 years. The guys have about 5 sentences. She's critical. She says, and she doesn't like sex enough. And what's interesting, the women have 5 pages. And it's that big hypothalamus just right there. The women have 5 pages. The guys got 5 things. And of course, the critical thing, because the guy's coming in from the heart and the women come in with the hypothalamus. Does that make sense? But when you just start seeing it like that, not personal, it's easier to play with and get some skills around. It's got nothing to do with you. Your hypothalamus is kicking in and you need to be the boss of it. I'm not going to be run by my hypothalamus. I'm going to say, good job. And for Harry, I give him stuff to fix. I go, in this conversation, I need you to do this. So he's got a job when he talks to me. And I give him a job, and he's way better at talking to me. Yes. This conversation is an aesthetic conversation. And in this conversation, I want your aesthetic input. And he goes, oh. So then he knew what he was supposed to do in the conversation. He was all relaxed and he was actually engaged doing the job I gave him. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Instead of totally spaced out and I'm trying to get his attention every minute. Like in these spaced out again, I'm grabbing it back. Spaced out again, grabbing it back. No, he knew, oh, I'm doing this. It's just like everybody needs that. I'm doing this. And he wanted to do it good. One guy I said, when do you not mind your wife talking to you? Because guys don't like their wives talking.
No, they don't.
He goes, when I'm fixing the car or when I'm doing something.
Yeah.
And I said, okay. Or when I'm walking, because he's doing something. I go, okay, that's when you have these big, long discussions. She can stand there while you're fixing the car, you go for a walk together. And then he was all of a sudden paying attention, and they had a whole new relationship. Does that make sense? That was just instinctual. I could feel. Why change that he didn't know how to listen to her? Just go, when do you? When does it not kill you to listen to her? Well, these times. All right, let's just do it then. Why not?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Then they're all happy, you know, engaged. Okay?
Yeah.
Effort. But also paying attention, kind of, and paying attention in a different way. Okay, tell me about that. What am I talking? I'm talking about paying attention in a different way, not in that linear.
You look at what's really going on.
Yeah.
The content is irrelevant. You're looking at what's really going on in the field.
Yeah, you're in the field. You're paying attention in the field, not in a personal psychology. Got that? It's a different kind of paying attention.
You're taking in real data,
Real data.
not content.
Yeah, he listens to me better when I give him a job. You know, like just taking in real. So, okay, I need to change. I need to give him a job.
Yeah, it's not about
Not about him
what if
changing.
he had to do. If only he was different.
Harry loves his point system. Ever since I gave him that to watch, I said, you must watch this. That's your job. So he put it on. And now he does the points.
Oh.
Every day he's doing the points. I'm there, Jesus, like I'm with another person. He's there, God, you look good in that dress today.
Oh my
There.
God, I love it.
Wow! And he goes, oh, I like the other dress better. And I'm there, whoa! Like he just would never say anything. I go, do I look good in this? He goes, I don't know. You know, and I go, you don't know? You know, now we do this every day, huh? You don't know? And now he's just,
Remember the point.
now he's remembering the points. It's unbelievable.